What up, guys? We are back again. How is everyone doing? We back on Donald Trump's neck. Now, Donald Trump is on a medical decline. If y'all have saw him or watched him on any of these press conferences, the dude is, should we call him Sleepy Don? Because he's falling asleep at every meeting and he is not looking well. Let me get into this video right here that I got for y'all. Just give me a minute. So Donald Trump he falling asleep, y'all. This was the same president that, termed the word, what did he call it? Sleepy Joe. So he called Joe Biden Sleepy Joe, and he is doing actually worse. Falling asleep on the job. Y'all got a sleepy, incompetent, multiple felon president who cannot stay awake. We're going to call him Sleepy Dawn.
Kristen, and as you all know,
it's showing. Today, he went on. Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. We have a president who is, of course, the oldest man ever to be sworn into office in this country's long history. And it's showing. Today, he went on a disgusting tirade about Somali immigrants. That even by his own degraded standards was egregiously racist.
Somalia is considered by many to be the worst country on earth. I don't know. I haven't been there. I won't be there anytime soon, I hope. But what the Somalian people have done to Minnesota is not even believable.
Oh, and see, we didn't even touch on the racism. See, I be trying to give Donald Duck a pass, and every time it just don't work. So of course, he's racist. See, I was trying to not say anything about that, but of course, y'all heard it.
Not even believable. And a lot of it starts with the governor. A lot of it starts with Barack Hussein Obama, because that's when people started coming in. And you have to have people come in that are going to love our country, cherish our country. They want to kiss our country goodnight.
There's a lot about that appearance that was both strange and things that we've come to sort of see as normal.
Strange? Are you calling Donald Trump the 34-time felon, the man who's been, well, I shouldn't even say accused. He had been found liable in a SA case. Are you saying that about Donald Trump?
Well, you may have noticed Trump kept his hand under the table there. In fact, he appeared to be going out of his way to hide his right hand.
Of course he's hiding that retarded hand because he has some medical issues going on. This is an old felon geezer. Of course he's hiding that hand.
Hand specifically. That's the same hand that just yesterday was covered with makeup and Band-Aids, the same hand that has had large bruises.
Look at this piece of shit. He is too damn old. He looks an old, raggedy-ass mess. He should not be the president. Look at this. I mean, what is he, 70, 80? He looks like he's about 200 years old. This man looks a mess. He's old and dried up like some of you MFers in the chat. He's an old, dusty piece of old trash, an old geezer, an old pedo geezer is what he is.
On it in the past. As for the substance of his remarks, Trump has always been a bigot, going back many decades.
No, ho. He looks better than your mammy. He's an old, dried up geezer. Pedo like some of y'all.
He's clearly having a harder time keeping rants like that inside. In fact, today's spectacle comes after a similar tirade yesterday. Also, he's repeating himself a lot. That one was during a cabinet meeting, mostly focused on Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth and those pretty clearly unlawful boat strikes. Although admittedly,
look at Trump, dusty dummy, can't even stay awake. Is he on drugs? Did he take some of those drugs that they say they seized? Look at him. Look at this. Look at this piece of trash. 34-time felon loser. A loser president. You idiots. Look at what you voted for. Let's make this bigger. This loser. Look at this loser. Donald Trump, pedo, you loser. Look at this. Just look at him. Just look at this trash.
Trump seemed to sleep through quite a bit of it.
Oh, is he sleeping? Maybe he sleep because he's up all night tweeting like a kid. So he can't do his work during the day. He stays up all night spewing racism, probably looking for more kids online, pedo.
In fact, at one point, and I think this might be an indelible image of this entire presidency when all is said and done, at one point, Secretary of State Marco Rubio was heaping praise on the great man for his singular leadership. As the man next to him, the president appeared to be nodding off.
Look at this idiot.
This war is going on, and the president is trying to end it.
Look at this. Look at this. You cannot make this up. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, listen, I get it. Sometimes people are asleep, but this happened to be the night before this idiot was tweeting like a little kid. But at least you would pretend for the camera. Look at this idiot. He is a total loser. Look at this. Remember Sleepy Joe? Well, we got Sleepy Don the Clown. Look at him. Look at this mess. Look at this loser. Donald Trump, the loser. He's an 80-year-old misfit. This is too much.
Not because, listen, we got a million things to focus on in the world as a country.
Oh, wait a minute. You think you would open your eyes? He got some pretty bad bags under there too. Oh my God, this is too much. This dude needs to go.
Only leader in the world that can help end it, and that's why that's why even.
And he goes back to sleep. This is who you voted for. A tired PEDO. Look at him, just a tired piece of trash. He can't even stay up. I bet he peed his depends.
As we speak to you now, Steve Woodcock is in Moscow trying to find a way to end this war, to save lives of 8,000-9,000.
Look at him. He's just sitting there asleep. Sitting there asleep. Just no accountability. Just stealing from the taxpayers. They done stole so much money. I mean, he can, I guess, sleep. You've stolen. You've done everything that you could possibly do. Just sleep. Sleep for another 3 years.
1,000 people, Mr. President, as you know, are dying every week.
Have you ever seen a more awake man?
Have you ever seen a more awake PEDO? This is who y'all voted for. Yay! This is who you voted for. A moron clown.
A more virile man. A man of more implacable energy than this man here.
A 80-year-old dried up prune. That's who y'all voted for. A dried up, dusty prune, 34-time felon who can't even stay awake at his job. The job that y'all elected him for. He doesn't even have enough accountability to stay awake. But as I told y'all before, Donald Trump says he likes what? The uneducated. So the fact that he's sleeping, I mean, I'm not surprised because, I mean, he said he only likes the uneducated. So, I mean, he feels as if his supporters are uneducated. So, of course, he can sleep because you guys that voted for him, you're quite uneducated. So, hey, this is who you voted for. A sleepy Don, which is a hypocrite because the most recent president that we had, he said that Joe Biden was sleeping. It seems like he's doing more than sleeping.
Mr. President, talking about you. Washington Post counted a total of 6 minutes where Trump's eyes were closed or he otherwise struggled to stay awake. And so in response, the White House brought out its defenders to explain why everything is fine.
I read this article, like President Trump is slowing down, President Trump's mental capacity. It is 100% fake. That, like, he only called me twice at 2 a.m. last week instead of 3 times.
You may sleep less than the president, Brad, and that is a remarkable thing because I don't think he sleeps at all.
Fox News even brought out their senior medical analyst to talk about how great naps are.
That's funny. Naps are great, but you're supposed to actually take your naps at home, dumb president, not sleep on your job, at a press conference, in a briefing. This dude is mentally unstable. He's how old is this idiot? 80, 90, 100? Get this fool up out of here. Get him up out of here.
Social media goes crazy, and the left is going crazy after totally deep sixing any concern about Biden for 4 years. And they went crazy because at one point today, when Rubio was talking, President Trump had his eyes closed for, a few seconds. It seemed like a few seconds. But they went crazy.
Look at this. This is the same hypocrite that said that the last president was sleeping, yada, yada, yada. And what the hell are you doing? Well, you said Joe Biden was napping, but you are frankly asleep. Like, how are you knowing what's going on? I mean, you are asleep. What is this? This is who you voted for, an incompetent felon. He has felonies. He's not a felon. He has felonies.
Crazy. Like, he's sleeping during meetings. Like,
sleeping during meetings. The incompetence of the president that you all hired.
Your reaction tonight?
I think he seems extremely sharp, and I think this whole thing is a bait and
he seems extremely sharp. That's only something that a Republican person with, he says he loves the uneducated, because how is somebody sharp when they're asleep? Nobody is sharp in their sleep. But of course, we have a certain group of people that's just a little slow. I mean, we got to call it what it is.
switch. This is a disgrace because we don't need to see President Trump passing cognitive tests. As you just said, he passes one every single day, every single moment, going in and out of press conferences. I've never seen any.
Every single moment he sleep. Sleepy Don, wake up. Wake up, Sleepy Don.
Anything like it, actually. Thomas Edison believed in the 10-minute nap, by the way. What would they say? We wouldn't have electricity, right?
Now, I'll level with you here. I, too, am a great believer in naps. I do try to avoid them while I'm on air with you. It goes without saying that the 79-year-old president is no Thomas Edison.
79 years old. Get him the hell up out of here.
Maybe it's just the normal process of aging. I mean, he is, 79. Maybe it's something more. I don't know. We know the president had an MRI a few weeks ago, which he weirdly kind of tangentially introduced and mentioned. It was part of what the White House initially said was his annual physical.
I think we need to change the laws. Nobody over 60 should be president. Like, these old geezers need to go. This is an old geezer. MAGA is dying. Y'all out of here. Y'all leader is dried up and old and needs to go.
In fact, it was his second annual physical of the year. Usually the annual physical happens once a year, at least that we know about. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't think an MRI is generally part of a normal checkup. And then when asked about it, Trump has been super dodgy.
Okay, hold up for the lies. They're coming.
Did you get an MRI? Can you tell us what
I did. I got an MRI. It was perfect. Yeah.
I got an MRI. It was perfect. All he does is lie.
I mean, I gave you the full results. We had an MRI, and in the machine, the whole thing, and it was.
He can't even talk in a sentence. This got to be the dumbest president we've ever had. He repeats the same shit over and over to say absolutely nothing.
Why did President Trump get an MRI during his recent visit to Wall Street?
Look, as President Trump said, he would inquire with the physicians. I'll check back on that. But as the physical itself stated, Kristen, and as
She's just as dumb as he is. An MRI is not something that comes along with a physical. You have a MRI if there is some kind of issues that you are having that the doctor is not able to tell. So they will send you to get an MRI. But these people are so dumb. Of course, Donald Trump says he loves the uneducated. An MRI is not a part of a regular physical. The lies.
you all know, because you are all witness to it every single day, the president is in optimal physical health.
Optimal physical health, but can't stay awake, dozing off at work. Yeah, I don't think so, girl.
An MRI as part of my standard yearly, or I think they do it every 2 years, but I have this.
How is an MRI part of a standard yearly medical? This man is really goofy. How an MRI is part of a regular, he just lies again. He says he loves the uneducated. So he can tell that to any, a person that's uneducated and they'll believe it. To stand here and say an MRI is part of a regular checkup is just a lie in itself. It's just not true.
Physical every year, and the result was outstanding. Did you know? I have no idea what they analyzed, but whatever they analyzed it well, and they said that I had as good a result as they've ever seen.
They said I had as good of a result as they had ever seen. What?
Want to have it released? I'll release it.
Please, can you tell us what they were looking at?
For what, releasing?
No. What part of your body was the MRI looking at?
I have no idea.
So he went to get an MRI, and the big goofy says he doesn't know why he went to get the MRI. He doesn't know what part of the body they were looking at. Get this fool up out of here.
It was just an MRI. What part of the body? It wasn't the brain, because I took a cognitive test and I aced it. I got a perfect mark, which you would be incapable of doing.
Oh, and there goes the insults. Of course, you cannot open your mouth without insulting anybody. This is really trash. Trash.
Goodbye, everybody. You too.
This level of detailed assessment is standard for an executive physical at President Trump's age and confirms that he remains in excellent overall health.
Now, his doctor eventually put out a vague statement saying he was looking at Trump's heart and he is in, quote, excellent health. Trump's doctors also say he's the same height and weight as NFL quarterback Patrick Mahomes, so you could make of that what you will. The president's decline is evident in more than just anecdotal observations. New York Times recently published an extensive account of his truncated schedule and shorter work days.
There you got it. Shorter work days. He's sleeping while he's in office, and then he's not even in office. Shorter work days. So I would say he comes in for about 2 hours a day.
And again, even just watching the guy, which unfortunately for all of us here is our job to do every day, it is obvious that his behavior is becoming increasingly aberrant, strange, and sleepy.
Strange and very, very sleepy. A president that told you all he was going to do all these great things have not done shit, but managed to fire all of these people at the federal government that's been doing their jobs far along. His felon having ass came along, and he's managed to fire them, and multiple corporations have followed suit. They have fired their employees. So yeah, this is who you guys hired.
He's posting late into the night at one point about 150 times.
Listen to this, though. Listen to this. He cannot stay up to do his damn job. But one thing he's doing very well is posting on social media. What in the hell is really going on? So you have a grown-ass, old, elderly president who can't seem to sleep during his regular hours, but yet and still he stays his old geezer ass up all night sending out all of this shit in the universe, but yet can't do his job. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Look at this. These are all of his posts. How many posts was this? Let me rewind this.
He's posting late into the night at one point about 150 times in one.
150 times. He can't do his job, but one thing he's going to do is post 150 times. Ooh.
Stretch, amplifying a post claiming that Nancy Pelosi's staff had been planning the January 6th insurrection for months. Sure, right. He's lashing out at reporters while seeming to be a kind of spectator to his own presidency.
Why do you blame?
Quiet, Piggy. One thing about him, he cannot open his ignorant mouth without insulting. That's why my commentary toward him will forever be insulting.
The Biden administration.
Because they let him in. Are you stupid? Are you stupid?
Are you stupid? Well, we know Donald is stupid because his own professor said that he was the stupidest person in his class.
Stupid person?
The government at the time said that CZ had caused significant harm to U.S. national security, essentially by allowing terrorist groups like Hamas to move millions of dollars around. Why did you pardon him?
Okay, are you ready? I don't know who he is.
Wait a minute. This is too funny. So wait a minute. I don't know who he is. So he pardons somebody and don't even know his damn name. They need to get this dude up out of here. Really, he needs to go. Another one. I don't know who you're talking about. Who in the hell is running the country? If it's you, put your hands and put a number 1 in the chat, because we don't know who is actually doing the job for this incompetent a-hole, because people are being pardoned. He don't know who they are. How is this happening? Make it make sense. How are these people being pardoned? And you say, I don't know who they are.
There's a mic drop moment. Okay, are you ready? No idea who the guy is.
No idea who the guy is, but this is somebody, couple of people that you pardoned and you don't even know who this is crazy.
Now, at some level, Trump's decline, if it's happening, it seems like it is one of those weird positions of, the food is terrible in such small portions. But the reason all this matters so much is twofold. One, it's hard to believe that this is the person who's actually running the country minute to minute, leaving us to wonder who is filling the power vacuum of the napping president, whose agendas are being implemented.
That's what I just told y'all. Who is really running the country? It ain't him. So who did he sell the presidency to? Because this goofy, he's not running. It's not him. He is not the one running shit. Who is actually running it? Okay, I want to know.
Right? And two, Trump's entire source of power, this is crucial, the way that he has kept his second term afloat is through this domineering monopoly on his own party, this kind of ruthless discipline he's imposed on his fellow Republicans. And that only works so long as people in the Republican Party don't start to think too hard about how long he can keep it all going.
Boy, I tried to tell you all. I don't know what are we going to do? We have a criminal in the White House, a 34-time criminal, by the way. Right. He moved Maxwell. I mean, y'all, this is so many things wrong with this guy. So many things wrong with him. We're not even talking about the Epstein situation at this point. But we are dealing with a full-fledged criminal. He does not care about this country. He only cares about how much money he can steal. This is really, really bad. Really, really bad. So give me a second. I got to bring up my next. Oh boy. All right, guys. I'm not sure what just happened here. All right. I'm not sure what just happened here. Now, people are also saying, I don't know, with regards to this, but y'all are seeing a lot of people that's being pardoned. And allegedly, they saying Donald Trump is charging for pardons. Donald Trump is a whole criminal ass president that needs to go. He's a criminal president and he needs to go. All of these criminals are being pardoned and let out of prison. Is Donald Trump charging for pardons? Who knows? He's a scammer. He's a 34-time felon. And I wouldn't be surprised I wouldn't be surprised, that he's charging for, for people to get out of prison. I would think, Donald Trump, that's pretty much how he rolls. I would not be surprised. Donald Trump is a scamming ass lowlife. And we need to get his ass up out of there. He needs to go. All of these pardons. Donald Trump is pardoning people that shouldn't even be let out. Like, it's people that's in jail. I mean, should I say prison, that, some people should be given a second chance, but he is pardoning hardened criminals, like people that should not be let out. This man is a whole criminal. And then he acts as if he doesn't know who these people is that he's pardoning. What kind of crazy idiot is this? Donald Trump pardoned a convicted drug trafficker. Like, who does this? This man that he pardoned had really just went to prison. He hasn't even served any time. What kind of damn president is this? Then he pardoned a top entertainment executive. These people are paying him money. I believe that Donald Trump is getting paid under the table for these damn pardons. He didn't. Oh, I heard that. Somebody put in the chat, he didn't even pay the construction team that tore down the East Wing, so they just hired another construction crew. I did hear that. Like, this dude is just so many things. I mean, he's so many terrible things at once. You almost don't even know where to start. But one thing he did do, okay? This guy needs to go. He pardoned 1,600 Capitol riot defendants. And do y'all know a lot of those people went back to jail for other crimes? This is a thug, rogue-ass president that needs to go. This guy needs to go. There is nothing good about this dude. Nothing. I mean, I wish it was, but there's nothing good about him. Somebody said, have the names, gotta pull it up. People are hitting up that company and protesting and trying to prevent them from getting ripped off too. Are you speaking of the construction company? I know, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're actually referring to. Yeah, Donald Trump, this man needs to go. Like, seriously, he got to get out of there. This is the most rogue-ass president we have ever seen. He's a rogue. He's a straight rogue. He has to go. He has to go. Donald Trump needs to get the hell out of here. Yes, Donald Trump, he has to go. Oh, okay, the construction company. Okay, the construction company that didn't get paid. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. Let me see if I can look it up. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Donald Trump has filed bankruptcy so many times. Why is this dude even a president? Like, he just doesn't. I see this. It says White House construction crews not being paid. I think is this it? Maybe. I think I may have found it. I think I found it. All right, somebody did it says, let's see. Is this it?
Good. Maybe you guys will listen to us next time. Maybe you guys will actually start listening when we tell you this has been Trump's pattern over and over again for his entire life. So the fact that he is not paying his construction workers who are doing work on the White House is of absolutely no surprise to me or anyone else who has been paying attention at all for the last, 80 years of Trump's life. And honestly, since you are demolishing a historical building without the approval of the country, good. I'm sort of glad that this is happening to them. I understand that this country has brainwashed all of us into believing that we are individuals and that we have every right to just do whatever we want to get money, even if it harms other people. Just do it because that's just how the world is. But as long as we continue on that path, this is going to be what you are going to see. You are going to see the most wealthy and powerful people trampling all over every single last one of us. Because what are you going to do to President Trump? How are you going to make President Trump pay you? Good luck. That man has used and wielded the legal system as a weapon for his entire life. By the time you try to sue him, he'll be dead. I'm sure his estate has some sort of laws on it where you can't get anything. So I hope you enjoyed harming a historical building for free because you're not getting paid.
Well, here's the deal too, guys. This man is such a scammer. People actually donated to pitch in to help with this construction. So I guess he kept the money that they donated and still didn't pay the contractors. That's crazy because there's a list of people who donated. Let me see if I can find it. There's a whole list of individuals that donated to the White House. So, I mean, let me see if I can bring up the amounts, but he got a significant amount from various individuals. So it's crazy that he actually got the money and didn't pay the contractors. I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised. So let me get into this part so y'all can see. He received a lot of money from donors, so it's kind of sad. But like I said, I'm not surprised. So here's a list of donors that paid for this ballroom, which is, like I said, I'm not surprised. So I'm just gonna scroll all the way down. Okay, so he got. Here's the list right here. Like, it's a bunch of different people. Some of the names that you guys will probably remember: Amazon, Apple, Comcast, Google, HP, Lockheed and Martin, Meta. Look at this list: Microsoft. Some of these companies I've never heard of. T-Mobile. Look at this list. All of these companies donated to that ballroom. So how in the hell is he not paying the invoices? I'm very much confused. But like I said, I'm not surprised. So it looks like he stated that it will roughly cost $300 million. So what did he do? Get the money and didn't pay?
Down of the current East Wing structure.
The White House has explained that the reason you didn't submit construction plans to the NCPC is because that commission, along with others, don't have oversight over demolitions, but only over construction. And so far, you haven't built anything. So can you help us understand, can the president tear down anything he wants without oversight? Could he demolish this building or say the Jefferson Memorial?
So it's not the president who came up with that legal opinion himself. That's a legal opinion that's been held by the NCPC for many years. It's written, so we can get you that background and that research if you wish to include it in your reporting, because it is very important. They have ruled consistently. Their general counsel has said when it comes to phase one of this project, the tearing down of the current East Wing structure, a submission is not required legally for that. Only for vertical construction will a submission be required, and that's a legal opinion from them, and we are following that legal opinion. And again, I would just add, can any president do such a thing to the White House grounds? There have been many presidents in the past who have made their mark on this beautiful White House complex. This briefing room, as you all know, was not once a briefing room. It was a swimming pool. There have been presidents who have completely torn down the executive mansion. If you look at what President Truman did, some of the photos of the construction project that took place in those years, I think sitting here today, we're all grateful for those efforts and the modifications that happened at that time. And again, in due time, the East Wing is going to be more beautiful and modern than ever before. And in addition, there will be a big, beautiful ballroom that can hold big parties and state visits for generations to come.
So it sounds like the answer is yes, he can tear down whatever he wants. And then secondly, I mean,
that's not what we're saying. That's a legal opinion that's been held for many years. And no, it's something that presidents have done for years and years. In fact, I have some photos here. Thank you, Pat, to show you the construction that's taken place on the White House grounds. This is the construction of the West Wing in 1902. Look at this, the construction of the West Terrace in 1902. These images look quite similar to what you and the American people are seeing today.
This lady is such an idiot. She's talking about 1902. If you don't get the hell up out of here. 1902, lady. 1902.
The construction of the East Terrace as well. You look at the construction of the West Wing expansion in 1934. So look, this is a legal opinion.
1934, ma'am. Can you come up with something maybe in the 2000s? Okay, thank you.
And that's been held for many years. Look at this is 1950.
1950. Oh, that definitely would work. I mean, 1950. This lady is crazy.
It looks a lot like what you were seeing today.
Can he demolish anything he wants?
What do you think that rubble is? How did that rubble get?
She clearly doesn't know what demolish means. So I'm not surprised, y'all, that the contractors are not getting paid. We're talking about a guy. How many times have Donald Trump filed for bankruptcy? I know it's been like a lot. Let's just find that. Google that. How many times has Donald Trump? Oh, how many times have Donald Trump been married? Oh, boy. Donald Trump has filed bankruptcy 6 times already. And this is the crazy part. This would be between 1991 and 2009. 6 damn times. That's a whole lot of time. Somebody said 7. It says he's filed right now. It says 6 times. And this says from 1991. Okay, this is what it says. Donald Trump's businesses have filed for Chapter 11 corporate bankruptcy protection 6 times between 1991 and 2009. Donald Trump himself has never filed for personal bankruptcy. So that is what it says. But I mean, dude, you had unsuccessful businesses, unsuccessful marriages. How many times have Donald Trump been married? Oh, this is funny. How many times has Donald Trump been married? Okay, he's been married 3 times. 2 times more than Barack Obama. Why he always want to have Barack Obama in his nasty mouth. He's just a nasty, disgusting individual. That's what he is. He's a filthy piece of trash. If you don't like my commentary, leave, okay? Because you probably a pedo like Donald Trump. If you like Donald Trump, considering what he's done, then go somewhere and, find Jesus. because a man that hung out with Jeffrey Epstein and Jeffrey, let me go find that video where Jeffrey Epstein talks about Donald Trump. And you want to tell me about Donald Trump? F you. Let's go find Jeffrey. Let's listen to what Jeffrey says about Donald Trump. I don't got to say nothing about Donald Trump. We'll just listen to Jeffrey, his best buddy. How you best buds with a sex trafficker?
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Wait a minute. When asked if he has been around Donald Trump with people, or should I say kids, because these are kids under the age of 17, I'm sorry, under the age of 18, instead of him saying no, he wants to assert his 5th Amendment, this amendment, and that amendment, and you want to come in my chat and tell me about a Donald Trump, you go to HELL. Let's rewind it.
Under the age of, yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Are we really talking about Donald Trump? Don't tell me about a man who has allegedly messed with kids, okay? If you're going to tell me about somebody, tell me about somebody that's respectable. Donald Trump is trash. He's trash. Look at him and Jeffrey. Look at him and his best buddy, Jeffrey. Look at that. Look at your president. Look at your nasty president. Nasty, filthy McNasty. But he doesn't know Jeffrey. He wasn't cool with Jeffrey. He wasn't friends with Jeffrey like that. But do you hear the music? Looks like, sound like they having a good old fucking time to me. Seem like that to me. They cracking jokes, but they're not friends. He didn't know him like that. All Donald Trump does is lie. He's a liar. He is a liar, P-E-D-O. That's what he is. And if you don't like it, get the F out of here, okay? You are just as sick as Donald Trump if you support. Oh, and let's get into this. How about him letting Ghislaine out into a nicer prison and giving her a dog and letting her have all of these separate little things so that she don't tell on his ass? Let's talk about that.
Say are emails to and from House Democrats say are emails to and from deceased convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, several referring to President Donald Trump by name. In an April 2011 email released by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, lawmakers say Epstein wrote to his now convicted accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, 3 years after pleading guilty to sex crimes involving a minor, telling her, "I want you to realize that that dog that hasn't barked is Trump." Unnamed victims spent hours.
The dog that hasn't barked is Trump. What do you think he means by saying Trump is the dog that hasn't barked? Now, I know Donald Trump said he loves the uneducated, but if you are going to sit up here and tell me you don't know what they mean in this video when they say Donald Trump is the dog that has embarked. Come on now. You are making Donald Trump's statement true when he says he absolutely loves the uneducated.
At my house with him, he has never once been mentioned. According to the released emails, Maxwell responds, I have been thinking about that. But this summer, in a recorded interview with the Department of Justice, Maxwell told Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, the president's former lawyer, she never witnessed Trump act inappropriately.
I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects.
Shortly after that interview, Maxwell was moved to a minimum security prison camp, prompting.
So, Maxwell moved to a minimum prison. I mean, this is like lavish compared to where she was before. So all of a sudden, once she lies for Donald Trump, the old felon president, all of a sudden she gets moved. They say the woman got a dog. She gets to get different meals. She gets to work out by herself while they lock everybody up. Man, get up out of here. Trump is sick.
Criticism, she received special treatment. Committee Democrats also releasing this January 2019 email where Epstein corresponds with author Michael Wolff less than 6 months before the financier would be charged again, this time with sex trafficking of minors. Discussing President Trump's repeated claim he kicked Epstein out of his Palm Beach club, Epstein writing, Trump said he asked me to resign, never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. President Trump has denied any knowledge of Epstein's alleged crimes.
It's a hoax. It's started by Democrats.
After Epstein's arrest in 2019, Trump...
Wait a minute. Of course, none of this never happened because Donald Trump said this whole Epstein is a hoax started by the Democrats. So this isn't really for real, because the bimbo president, it's a hoax. It's not real, y'all. So this is why he says that he loves the uneducated, because you all have no accountability for this man. The Epstein situation is a hoax. It didn't really happen for real.
Trump said he hadn't spoken with him in 15 years. And earlier this year, Trump claimed the reason he banned his one-time friend from Mar-a-Lago in the mid-2000s was because Epstein stole Trump's club staff, including young women.
He took people, and because he took people, I said, don't do it anymore. You know, they work for me. And he took, beyond that, he took some others. And once he did,
he took some people. Now, can you really take somebody or do that person just leave one job and go to another? Like where they kidnap? Come on, Donald D. Tell us the whole story.
That was the end of him. I didn't like when they steal people. I don't like it.
When they steal people, I don't like it.
And no response yet from the White House on the release of these emails. Meantime, right up here on Capitol Hill, in just hours, Speaker Mike Johnson will swear in Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva. The speaker is preventing.
So for the person in the chat who I blocked, who's telling me don't talk about Trump, you just go to hell, because Donald Trump is full of SHIT, okay? And if you don't see it with all of everything that's online, it's just because you are sick yourself. Donald Trump is a horrible individual. He's a horrible, nasty man, okay?
Jeffrey Epstein followed Trump's travel plans all throughout his first presidency. Let's take a look at what this information says. So according to the newly released emails, there are a ton of mentions of Trump, obviously. But on November 25th, 2016, just a few weeks after Trump was elected president the first time, Epstein's pilot Larry Visosky wrote, Trump is still scheduled to depart Sunday, blah, blah, blah. They're talking about Trump's travel plans. And Epstein replies back, we'll let you know tomorrow morning. Then on December 2nd, 2017, Epstein received another email that said, Trump in our neighborhood today. Looks like he's going to 740 Park for a fundraiser. And disturbingly, one visitor waiting outside Epstein's home made a joke about Trump while waiting to get inside. This visitor wrote in the email, quote, I'm at the door, but I will wait for my time. I don't want to come early to find Trump in your house. They wrote, adding 2 smiling emojis. Their name was redacted. And this is interesting. These emails were long after Trump said that he was no longer seeing Epstein at all. And yet it was still a joke in Epstein's inner circle that Trump might be in Epstein's house at any moment. He was over there so much that this is literally a joke. And throughout all these emails, Epstein's pilot can be seen in the emails updating Epstein about Trump's travel plans, saying in one email, the Trump plane is to arrive in Orlando at 5 p.m. Friday, then going to Palm Beach at 10 p.m. He writes again, he'll keep you posted if times change. And interestingly, Vysotsky, Jeffrey Epstein's pilot, had more information on Trump on September 30th, 2017, when he wrote to Epstein, I hear President Trump arrives in St. Thomas on Tuesday, FYI. As we all know, St. Thomas is in the area where Jeffrey Epstein had his pedophile island, so I found that one to be interesting. In another interesting email, Epstein wrote, at the moment we will go to Little St. James or Pedophile Island on Sunday the 26th early, then to New York where I will stay the week. He's talking to his pilot here in this email, and then he adds in, Trump is in town that week. There's nothing in the email suggesting Epstein planned on meeting with Trump though, but it is curious. Why is he mentioning that Trump's in town if he has nothing to do with him and hasn't thought?
Why is he mentioning Trump is in town? Does that make any sense? Because Trump don't mess with him like that, right?
Thought about the guy in years. Then there's another mention of Trump in the responding email to that one. Once again, you can pause and read these, but you can clearly see that Epstein and his pilot were talking about Trump all the time. And in 2019, before he was ultimately arrested and then found dead, the article states Epstein provided information to his staff, quote, President Trump is going to be at our neighbors on Thursday, so don't be surprised if Secret Service check in. The employee responded, thank you for the heads up, sir. This is just the tip of the iceberg, but I'm going to keep you guys informed.
Yeah, this man is disgusting. A disgusting president. It's very, I mean, it's way more than that out. Let's see if I can, I mean, I definitely can find, it's so much stuff out there. Like, I'm not understanding why anybody supports a person like this. The fact that this man has any ties to Jeffrey Epstein, it's just too much bad information on Trump. And this isn't made up stuff, okay? The 34 felonies that he has, that's not made up. That's real. You know, I know some crazy people gonna say, oh, they set him up or it's a lie. I mean, Donald Trump went to court. He had a jury trial. He was convicted by, 12 people of a jury? So make it make sense. This isn't a setup. This man had a jury trial and they found beyond a reasonable doubt that he was a damn